The wheel of the year turns. Springtime is upon us. The spring equinox arrives in the next few days. And the powers of light and life are strengthening again in the land. The breezes are warm. The sun is getting stronger and stronger by the day. The days are getting longer and longer. And the spring equinox marks that moment when day is equal to night, when the powers of life and light are in balance, and then the powers of life strengthen, the powers of light strengthen, and the land wakes up and life returns. And the story we tell at this time of year is the story of Persephone's return from the underworld, her return to the realm and the loving embrace of her mother Demeter. And Demeter has powerful teachings for us at this time of year that we often see through the eyes of Persephone and see her stories, and yet it is Demeter who is waiting Persephone, that is holding the secrets of our spiritual life and our spiritual evolution in wait for us. So I ask you to imagine with me that portal opening between the worlds, that portal, that threshold between the underworld, between the great below and the sunshine realm of the goddess Demeter. And I want you to imagine yourself at this portal, however that means to you, whatever it has been, the winter of your own soul, the winter of your own life. And imagine yourself stepping from that coldness, from that despair, from those times of death, from those times of sleep and rest and dormancy, and stepping back into the living world, stepping back into Demeter's sunlit realm of light and life. And imagine with me that Demeter is waiting for you there, and that she is a beautiful earth-based goddess, that she's dressed in the colors of the living land, of golds and greens and sky blue. And she is waiting for you. She is waiting for you with her arms held wide, for you are her child, just like Persephone. You are her lost one, just like Persephone. And look into her eyes and see what you see there. And what you'll know is that this is a mother full of love for her children, but full of sorrow. Because as she has watched Persephone's struggles in the underworld, as she has searched for Persephone who was lost to her, so too we were lost to her. So too are we her lost children. So imagine Demeter reaching for you and pulling you back from the coldness, the despair, the death and the darkness of the underworld, and pulling you back into her living realm, back into her world that is full of light and possibility and love and new beginnings. And then sit beside Demeter, because she has been waiting for this moment. She's been waiting for this moment of Persephone's return. She has been waiting for this moment of our return. And sit back and see what lessons she has to tell you at these times that we're living in now, these times of great transformation, these times of great challenge, these times of new beginnings. And so let's settle beside Demeter. Let's sit in the sunshine with her once more. Let's sit with her as the birds sing around us and as the warm breezes caress our skin. And let's hear what she has to say to us, what message she has to us, her human children, at this time of the spring equinox. I welcome you home, my children. I welcome you home to my land of life, my land of abundance, my land of goodness, my land where you're meant to blossom into your true, beautiful self. And I know it's been a long time coming of you returning to me and my ways. And I want you to understand your journey just as Persephone had to understand her journey. Look back with me into the long, long ago past when your ancestors knew me, knew the goddess, knew the ways of the earth, knew that my generosity and my love and my abundance, and lived in accordance to my life-giving ways. And that is your roots, that is your beginning, that is the beginning of humankind and your relationship to the mother, your relationship to the earth, your relationship to me. And then things changed. All children have to leave their parents' home. All children have to step away from the teachings and the ways of their mothers in order to find their way in the world. And so Persephone left me. So Persephone went on her own and descended into the underworld. She went into that land of mortality and of suffering and of death and of struggle. And so my human children did as well. And as you descended into that underworld, as you left me behind, you forgot my ways. You forgot my ways of life. You forgot my ways of love. You forgot my ways of kindness and compassion. You forgot my ways of abundance. And I ask you for a moment to see through Demeter's eyes, to see through the eyes of the goddess mother, see through the eyes of this earth goddess who gave us so much, her human children, who gave so much to Persephone, her child. And look back in what you know about our human history, what you know about the stories of your ancestors, what you know about stories of your own family and your own suffering, and what you know about what's happening in the world right now. And truly feel her grief and her loss and her patience as she let us find our own way, as she watched Persephone struggle, as she watched us struggle, as she watched the horrors of the underworld, as she watched the horrors of humanity and what we did to each other, what we did to our family, what we did to our communities, what we did to other countries, what we do to Mother Earth, what we've done to the earth. And still she loved us, and still she waited until this time of return, of springtimes, of new beginnings. So let's return again and hear what Persephone has to say to us as we return to us, as we find our way back to her. This time was always coming. It is the great turning, that the seasons always change, that the powers always return from death and darkness to light and life. And so this moment is upon you. And so this moment is upon the human species. And so this moment is upon my daughter Persephone. That you are returning to the powers of life, and you have one foot in the underworld. You have one foot in what was. You have one foot in the lostness of humanity. You have one foot in your own pain and suffering. And you have another foot in my realm of life, my realm of love, my life of goodness, of abundance, and of my mother love that wants nothing more than you to blossom and shine and bring your very best to this world. And you are here. You have found your way. You are hearing my voice once more. You are remembering the ways of the goddess. You are remembering the ways and powers of life. And Persephone is your teacher in this. Persephone shows you how you make this transition from the underworld to my sunlit realm. You do not leave the underworld completely behind. You do not abandon what went before. You embrace everything that has brought you to this moment. You embrace all of the lessons, all of your suffering, and all of the horrors of this world, all of the horrors of your species, and all of the pain and suffering that you and your people have carried. Those have been your teachers. Those have brought you to this moment of choice. Those give you depth and character and strength and resilience and love and compassion. And Persephone is the queen of the underworld. You too are the master of what was, of the time that you have spent in the lostness, in the dark soul of humanity, in your own winter of your own soul. And you step into my world again, and you embrace what is there. You bridge both worlds. You become big enough and wise enough and strong enough to hold both. Persephone returned to me, not as a child, but as a goddess in her full power, as the queen of the underworld and the goddess of spring growth. She holds both the powers of darkness and death and of light and life, and so do you, my human children. You know the full expanse of your nature, your human history. You know everything you're made of, and now you are here on the cusp of my realm, returning once more, wise, bruised, honed by your experiences. And I welcome you home. And I tell you one more thing. that you're a child no more. Your species is a child no more. Persephone is a child no more. You are an adult coming into your full powers of choice. And by your choices in these times, by your choices, this world will be made or unmade. Your life will be made or unmade. And it is time for me and your ancestors to go to rest. We are leaving this world in your hands. You are ready for what is coming next. But you must show up. You must choose again my ways of life. You must choose again my ways of love. You must choose to blossom into what it is you have to offer this world, informed by everything you've experienced, to become big and wise and whole and strong enough to hold it all. And I trust you. Your ancestors trust you. Now trust yourself as I leave this world, this beautiful world, in your hands. And with these final words, Demeter disappears and crumbles away into sparkling bits of light. And yet if you open yourself, if I open myself, she's all around us in these warm breezes and strengthening sun, in the green shoots that are coming up, in the abundance and beauty of this world, our world, her world, Persephone's world. And so at this moment of the spring equinox, as we leave behind the winter and step into the spring, as we stand on the cusp of this time of our humanity, where it's time to really choose between the horrors of what we have done, of the choices we've made as a species that has caused harm to the earth and each other and ourselves. To know that this isn't all that life is about, that life is also about goodness and light and abundance, that the realm that the goddess has given us, the realm that the Mother Earth gives us, is beauty and abundance. And so you must choose at this time. I must choose at this time. We all must choose at this time. And spring welcomes us home. It welcomes us home to life. It welcomes us home to new beginning. It welcomes us to begin again. So I honor you and where you are in this journey. I honor in however this story speaks to you. I honor in however Demeter's message at this time lands in your soul, in your life. And I welcome you home to Demeter's world, her sunlit realm of light and life. I welcome you home to your own beauty and your own goodness and all the gifts you have to offer to this world. And I invite you to step with me into the powers of life, into the powers of light, into these new beginnings that wait for us, and the new world, and a world of hope and of kindness and goodness, a new world that we can build based on Demeter's ways of life and of love and of abundance and of all the gifts that this good earth gives to us. So let these words, let this story land in you. Let it shift and rearrange things in you. Let it help you choose how you show up at this cusp time, how you step into the powers of spring and new beginnings. And I bless your journey. I bless your springtime. I bless the choices that you make. And I wish you to find your way home to Demeter, to accept her challenge that this world is ours, to make good choices, to make wise choices, to make love-based choices, and to begin again, and to trust yourself like she trusts and loves us. So I offer you my blessings, and the blessings of Path of She, and the blessings of the Goddess, and the blessings of springtime. Blessed be.
To delve deeper into Demeter's and Persephone's wisdom teachings, please consider the Path of She Spring Guided Journey, available at the link provided below. To further explore the potent soul lessons that the goddess offers throughout the year, get the Path of She Book of Sabbats, a journey of soul across the seasons. To buy the Path of She Book of Sabbats, click on the link below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my Path of She channel for more goddess wisdom teachings.